Clarence-fication, if you will.
Oh, what you did there?
You see it?
Yes,
You see it?
quite. Yes.
Well done. Very good. Very good, sir. Very good game.
Sally forth.
Sally forth. Have fun storming the castle.
As you were. Yes, sir. Stop it. Welcome
to
the Naked Apple. I feel like we should do like an old 50s jingle thing. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Is that 50s jingle or Blue's Clues?
Yes.
Thanks for the clarification there.
You know, I think if we're going to have 3-hour movies, we need to have a lobby break.
Blues could do, we can do.
Because if it was a thing for a movie that was an hour long, it definitely should be a thing for for a 3-hour movie. Imagine the concession sales they'd get if they did that.
Yeah. Intermission?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Big grand. Grand.
Well, it's a good thing nothing of importance happened last week, so we can just kind of take it easy.
Yeah, we can relax, kick back.
Talk about Bolshevik stuff, just because.
Yeah.
Shoot the breeze.
Yeah. We can. We should start with some vitamin B.
That's a great start.
I think it's a good idea.
A good, great start.
A good, great start. Good enough.
Good enough.
For the women I sleep with.
For who it's for. Oof.
Singular.
Good luck with that one tonight. Tomorrow, whenever your wife...
Whenever you post it. I say that to her all the time.
Yes.
Good,
but
good
this time it's broadcasted to the world.
Good enough for the woman I sleep with.
Report on how comfy the couch is will be in detail.
It's a very,
week.
very comfy couch. I bought it specifically because it is a very, very comfy couch. It lays almost perfectly flat.
What made you pick the couch? I almost fell asleep as soon as I sat in it.
Yes. It's wonderful. Wunderbar. Even.
All right.
All right.
Push the button.
Welcome to your vitamin B.
Oh, thank you.
We have wonderful news for you this day. In a stunning series of Supreme Court decisions and a 6-3 vote, Supreme Court overturns all the Matrix sequels. They're
About
all
time.
Gone.
I am sick.
It is
and
so good.
tired
to be so good.
of having to hear about how that's a constitutional right to watch those things.
Yes. In other good news, Elmo dies of myocarditis after receiving COVID vaccine.
I mean, he's what, like 70 years old, right?
Yeah, something like that. He was definitely at risk.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the vaccine.
No, it's because of his
nothing
age.
to do with it.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of aged,
Biden
signs order supporting gender surgery. Promises if you like your genitals, you can keep your genitals.
Wait, I've seen this one before.
I have also seen this one. Speaking of people keeping their genitals, Ghislaine Maxwell sentenced to prison in spite of years of faithful service to nation's leaders.
Are we putting batteries in the cameras just in case the power goes out, or?
Yes. Well, also in on that same subject, it appears that due to good behavior, our wonderful Ghislaine Maxwell has also received an early death sentence.
Wait. You've been really good. Thanks. We're gonna kill you before. Wait. Hold on. I can break something.
And last but not least, the former commander-in-chief has released a new series of I Did That stickers. Trump, I Did That stickers, appearing now on nation's shuttered Planned Parenthood signs.
Also appropriate would be a Ruth Bader Ginsburg sticker.
That is fair.
Because
is
if
fair.
it wasn't for her holding on to the bitter end, to that seat, wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, she also said it was bad law.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah. Because nowhere in the Constitution does it say that any of those things are right. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Nor the bee.
And this has been your Vitamin B.
Ba-da-bam-bam. Toodaloo, toot-toot-toot. Toodaloo.
Well, that was Spontificus.
To say the least. I don't even know what that means.
Nobody knows what that means because I just made it up.
Well, that's wunderbar. I made that up too. Don't believe me? Look it up. Yeah. Speaking of Ruth Bader Ginsburg giving us something awesome, the Supreme Court, if you missed it somehow on Friday, overturned not only Roe versus Wade but Casey versus Planned Parenthood in a 6-3 ruling. So it wasn't like a slim majority. It was Justice Roberts looked at the field and decided it's in my best interest to vote with the majority on this one.
I'm finding that 6-3 is my new favorite score spread.
One's twice as much as the other.
Yes.
It means they tried twice as hard.
2/3 even of a full panel of particular judges.
I think it's kind of funny when you see a ruling that's 9-0 or 8-1, you're just like, oh, it's probably a nothing ruling.
That's fair.
That's probably nothing really that concerns me. But when you see the 5-4s and 6-3s, you're kind of curious what they debated on. In this case, the leaked Alito opinion appears to have basically been entirely placed as the majority opinion on the Supreme Court ruling on this. Dobbs v. Jackson, Women's Health.
Yes.
Yeah. Mississippi ruling. Now, here's what's fun about this, really. Mississippi was asking for 15 weeks to be the new standard. Because under Roe v. Wade, it was 20 weeks, 26 weeks, something like that. Mm-hmm. Meaning that any state that allowed abortions beyond that technically was breaking the law as established, as recognized by the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Anyway. But I digress. But yeah, they wanted to reduce it to 15 weeks. The Supreme Court took a good hard look at it, listened to the case, and they decided, you know what, screw it. This isn't for us to decide. It's up to the states. So, yeah. Yeah. And they're all up in arms because Clarence Thomas wrote a concurring opinion where he says that, well, after this ruling, these other cases should probably be brought into question. What other cases is he talking about? I don't know. The one where the Supreme Court said states can't decide what marriage is because it's a constitutional right to be married, right?
No.
Oh.
No. It's a constitutional right to practice religion.
Oh, okay.
Which is where, most marriage originates.
Oh, because it was a religious thing between the man and the woman and religious entity that they worshipped.
Yeah, and then they started subsidizing it which...
Yeah, it's kind of funny because they have the racist attacks going after Clarence Thomas because, you know, they're going to go after... they're going to make it so you can't be married to your wife anymore because he's black, she's white, which is an interesting point because it's the Democrats that did that. Mm-hmm. So,
well, you've heard the story of Andrew Breitbart, haven't you?
I think I have.
So it was actually Clarence Thomas's getting put into the Supreme Court that...
Oh, his hearing?
Yeah, his hearing, because he was accused of...
Confirmation hearing, that's what it's called.
No, not even a confirmation hearing. So just like they always do, every time a conservative is put into a board like that, somebody came forward with sexual impropriety allegations.
No.
Somebody claimed that he made some inappropriate joke about pubic hair on a can of soda or something.
What?
Oh yeah, absolute travesty. It was such a bad joke. Anyway, he had to go through an entire trial thing, much like the Kavanaugh thing, where it was like it was just stupid. It was a sham. Anyway, Andrew Breitbart, the founder of Breitbart News, was very liberal up to that point. I mean, not very liberal. He was at least left leaning. He was much more progressive,
right?
At that time in his life, and he went to those that trial to those not jury days, the court days. He went to those court days, reviewing that trial, and walked away. Not walked away a Republican, but walked away much more conservative and of the mind that government was entirely corrupt and that the news organizations were the ones carrying their water. Essentially, like it's really interesting. If you ever get the chance to,
he thought it was bad then.
Yeah. If you ever get the chance to read Andrew Breitbart's story and kind of, you know, what formed his opinions, it's a really interesting story. I think Crowder talks about it a lot too. Steven Crowder on his show.
He can do him
a few times,
closely,
because Crowder knew Andrew pretty well. Andrew was a severe loss for the integrity of news everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, because now you go to Breitbart and it's not good.
I mean, Milo's not that bad.
Nah, he's all right, but no. Anyway, part of this opinion on page 43. He had a long opinion, Mr. Alito. But on page 43, he starts talking about the dissent. And this is where the bulk of the ruling comes from. They asked for 15 weeks, and the Supreme Court said, how about you just decide on your own? How about that? Because we don't have the power to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you for a second.
Gosh, dang it.
I just looked up Milo because I haven't seen anything from him in forever. Right? And apparently on Mario Day, March 10th, 2021, he announced that he was ex-gay.
That's a thing?
Apparently.
Can't just say that you're not gay. It's an ex-gay.
He came out as ex-gay, announcing that he would like to help rehabilitate what the media calls conversion therapy over the next decade.
Okay.
I mean, good for him. That's great.
It's all right then.
But anyway, just struck me as, wow. I mean,
that is different.
That is different.
Something I haven't heard before. Ex-gay. I mean, how'd you... just thinking on the carnal basis of things, if you're in the dating realm and you meet someone, it's like if a girl meets a guy, really like the guy, and the guy introduces himself and says, I'm ex-gay.
But it's okay, because I'm sodomy free for like 2 years now.
However, on the flip side, if a guy is talking to a girl and she says she's ex-lesbian, I feel like that won't receive the same kind of reaction as the girl would have to the guy.
It's X? Does that mean you're bi, or?
It's I don't know why. It just seems like that'd be a different reaction. Anyway,
I sidetracked that magnificently.
not even sidetracked, just completely derailed it.
We're having a very serious conversation.
Set it on
and you got to bring in the ex-gays. What's wrong with you?
Set it on a competing rails track line and send it off.
I'm sorry. I was just shocked. Like, wow.
You can't get this kind of symmetry off of ABC News and stuff like that.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. Anyways, in referencing the dissent, Alito says the dissent is very candid that it cannot show that a constitutional right to abortion has any foundation, let alone a deeply rooted one in this nation's history and tradition. The dissent does not identify any pre-Roe authority that supports such a right. No state constitutional provision or statute, no federal or state judicial precedent, not even a scholarly treatise. Nor does the dissent dispute the fact that abortion was illegal at common law, at least after quickening, that the 19th century saw a trend toward criminalizing of pre-quickening abortions. This is, I think, what they called like the first trimester, basically, was quickening. That by 1868, a submajority of states, 26 of 37, had enacted statutes criminalizing abortion at all stages of pregnancy. That by the late 1950s, at least 46 states prohibited abortion however and whenever performed, except if necessary to save the life of the mother. And that when Roe was decided in 1973, similar statutes were still in effect in 30 states. The dissent's failure to engage with this long tradition is devastating to its position.
Now, read that for me one more time.
The dissent's failure to engage with this long tradition is devastating to its position.
Your Honor, I object.
And why is that, Mr. Reed?
Because it's devastating to my case.
Overruled.
Good call.
It's a damn good call. Yeah, those three over there, they have nothing. They've cited nothing. They refer to nothing. And they stand on nothing. Therefore, we're taking whatever power was taken and giving it back to the states. Oh. You hate to love to see it. No, I love to hate to see it. I love it. It's devastating to their case.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah. That's a long opinion. Good crap. Page 50 is just sources from the previous page, which is mostly sources.
Oh. What about page 210?
210, way down at the dissent.
That one is a site page, yes. Yeah. The appendix, even.
Hopefully it doesn't rupture. Oh, wait, the dissent did rupture. Darn it. Dang it. So, yeah, so it goes to the states, and all the fun people on the social medias that don't understand what that actually means. I think most people that freaked out actually thought it was banned entirely across the nation because the Supreme Court didn't do anything to maintain federal power.
That's not how the Supreme Court is supposed to work.
What?
That's not.
The Supreme Court doesn't alter law to make it so it is constitutional.
No. That's what the legislature is for.
Now you're just making up stuff out of whole cloth there.
Was the Constitution made out of whole cloth? I don't know. Was it vellum?
It was this hide.
Hide. Yeah. So it's vellum.
Yeah.
Because vellum is a form of hide paper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, the main thing that the Supreme Court is supposed to deal with is their rulings are literally only, can this be found in the Constitution, yes or no? That's legitimately what the Supreme Court's supposed to do.
And in the rare cases where it is shadily found in the Constitution, let's dig into what they meant by that.
Mm-hmm. Clarification. Clarencification, if you will. Oh!
What you did there.
You see it?
Yes,
you see it?
quite. Yes.
Well done. Very good. Very good, sir. Very good game.
Sally forth.
Sally forth. Have fun storming the castle.
As you were. Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's so many people don't understand that. I am fed up with all of the posts from people that are like, oh, the people should be able to decide on this. This should be a people's decision. Why is the Supreme Court taking this away from the people? Like, you dumbass.
Where's your Shrek
Pull
button?
your head out from between your cheeks long enough to see the light of day for 5 seconds.
You need Shrek there. That's where you need Shrek.
That's where I need Shrek?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, yes. I know which one you're talking about. I have no idea where that's at, though.
Dense.
Dense. Dense?
Dense.
Where did I put that?
Burden. Irritating.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Oh, you deleted it probably.
I did not delete it. It is still here. There's just like 8 on every panel. No points. Yeah, nope. This one works too.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
No! You dense, irritating miniature beast of burden!
Yes,
That one.
that one. But seriously, it's the Supreme Court literally just says, is this constitutional, yes or no? And if yes, how? Make the connection.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why RBG made the statement that Roe was bad law is because it was not constitutional and the Supreme Court was writing law from the bench, which they are not supposed to do.
Are you sure it wasn't on there like with some lemon juice and stuff?
It definitely is not on there with some lemon juice.
Did they check the back?
Probably. It does not exist there.
Huh.
So you are left with the following options. Either you can go and vote in your state to have your state's laws reflect what you want,
Uh-huh.
or you can go and start a petition to call a convention of states in order to have an amendment ratified.
So then it actually is in the Constitution?
It is in the Constitution that you can make an amendment to the Constitution, yes.
Right. And if you do that, then the thing that you want would actually be constitutional.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can get it passed.
Right.
By a 2/3 majority of the entire country.
Yeah, the states.
Yes.
Which means, yeah, California, that's great that you have all these representatives. One vote.
One vote. Each state gets one vote.
That's nice. I like
So, speaking of convention of states,
since we're here.
since we're here anyway, guess what might be coming up in the next couple of years?
An election.
That as well. Yes. But this is a might. It's a maybe.
Oh, might.
Might. Not a definitely, but a maybe.
Ron DeSantis as the new God King.
The new Ultra MAGA King of the Americas.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Have Trump as his VP so they can't. If they try to impeach him, Trump is next.
Trump is next. We're paying for it, you just.
I'll be the greatest VP. People tell me all the time.
Checkmate, Dems.
Or put him at Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House.
If they get rid of the first two, they have to deal with him.
That requires a little bit more than... you can't just appoint him. Then.
Yes, but that's like peak troll.
That would be peak troll. Yes. No, I think VP is pretty good though. That'd be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny.
Anyway, this
I'd vote that ballot.
This thing you're alluding to.
This thing I'm alluding to is a convention of states.
Oh, kind of like what they
started.
Kind of like what they did initially to make the Constitution.
Yes, of course.
Interesting.
And this is one of the reasons why people don't often think about this. It takes for effing ever to get a convention of states.
No, it does not.
Oh yeah. So this one, there are 15 states voting this year. Still. There are, six states? Seven. There are 7 states that it has passed in one of their legislations, but not in the other. And there are 19 that have voted in both legislations to have the convention. This was started in 2016.
Way back.
Way back.
6 years ago.
They're calling a convention of states in order to, one, impose term limits.
Oh, that's something that every Democrat supports.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh.
Because if that goes into effect, pretty much every Democrat in the Senate and the House will be removed from office.
And a good chunk of Republicans.
And a good chunk of the Republicans.
Bye-bye, Mitch.
That's fine. See ya, Mitch.
Don't let your shell hit you on the way out.
Go do your cocaine somewhere else.
Turtle.
Seriously, though, it would be fantastic. I would love term limits. That's one of the things. The other things that they're looking at are holding the government financially responsible for their decisions, meaning they're looking for like yearly budgets, things like that. And do you remember what the other one was?
Something about the federal agencies. Power. Federal power.
Checking the power of the federal agencies.
Yeah, so basically audit the Fed.
Yeah.
More
or less.
At the very least.
At the very least, yeah. So it's imposing fiscal restraints on the federal government, limiting its power and its jurisdiction, and imposing term limits on its officials and members of Congress. Which I'm for all of those things.
So should this happen in the next year or two, that means that if New York joins, they could throw in an abortion thing to be voted on.
No, because that is not what the Convention of States was originally called for.
Oh, so they can only talk about what they've specifically called.
In order to add that in, they would have to call another Convention of States and get it passed 2/3 of the states to get it called as a convention, and then all of the states would have to vote.
And seeing as how progressive lawmakers that are in places like New York and California love the Constitution so much, they're going to try to do that themselves to make constitutional amendments like adding abortion to the Constitution.
I'm not sure that lawmakers in those states actually know what the Constitution looks like or...
what?
Yeah, what it says.
I've got some X-Lax if you need that. No, that's not.
At all?
That's not constipation. Constitution. Yeah, you know what? You're done.
Yeah. So anyway, that is the Convention of States, and that is something that we could very well see in the next year or two.
Yeah. Yep. And with anything that you think is on the Constitution, you should go and read to see if it actually is on the Constitution. It's not a long one.
Yeah, because like the Second Amendment talks about how we have to have guns so we can be in a militia. That's not in the Constitution.
No.
That's not accurate at all.
Militia is in the Constitution.
And guns. Well, actually,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
No, guns aren't in the Constitution at all.
No. Well, rifles are.
Arms.
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 What is arms?
At the time or in general?
What is arms?
Yeah, it was any form of military or otherwise weapon used in self-defense or in defense of one's country.
Oh. So when there was a call to arms...
So you were literally allowed to own a warship? Yes. Yes, you were.
To the point where the fledgling revolutionary Continental Army had no navy, and so they called on private citizens to be their navy.
Yep.
Hence the term privateers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why, if you actually read the Second Amendment, it first starts off talking about militias and the need of a militia and the need of the militia to be well regulated. And then it very clearly states the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
It's almost like it can't be touched.
Shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be touched.
Shouldn't be touched. And the second thing that you have to understand after understanding that is that your rights are not given to you by the government, they are given to you by God. So it doesn't matter what the government says.
So you're saying governments are instituted among men to secure these rights, among them life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness?
Yes.
And then while we're at it, here's 10 more?
Yeah.
Huh. 10 specific ones. Like in the 10th one, it was actually where you'll find abortion and marriage.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, it's
is it squirreled away in the 10th Amendment?
It's squirreled away deep in it where it says anything not listed on this document, the Constitution, is left to the states to decide.
Oh.
I like how we've gone full circle to exactly the opinion of the Supreme Court saying this is not for a federal institution to decide, it's for the states to decide.
Yes, which is where we're at. So if you're bitching about, we can't have abortions anymore, well, you're wrong.
If you're destroying L.A. because you want to be able to kill children before they're born, or in the case of California, up to and after birth,
it's still legal in California.
You
For
might
all of
want
those
to
things.
read those laws before you destroy your own city to figure out that it's not worth your time and energy destroying your own city.
Because
to get
literally
something that
nothing
already
changed.
exists in your city. Actually, you know what? Destroy it. I don't care.
There's no skin off my nose. I don't live there.
I have no intention of visiting there anytime soon. I don't. Nobody I care about lives there.
I try to avoid the place as often as possible.
Yeah, just kind of
Which has been pretty much most of my life.
You just gestured
Other than
towards,
one or two times that I had to go for something.
you just gestured toward all of California. Yep.
I try not to even buy California products anymore.
Avocados.
I treat them like China. Made in California? This is garbage.
when your abortion laws are so progressive that even China's like, I don't know about that.
That's no good. Fortune cookies say you should stop now.
You should stop now.
Well, yeah, I'm not getting banned from Facebook for that joke at all.
Avocados from
Avocados from Mexico.
Oh, is that where they come from?
Let's see. I don't want California avocados. I want
avocados from Mexico.
So yeah.
There you go.
And also, don't fret because you probably work for a company that'll pay for it anyways for you to travel out of state to do the killing that you want to kill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And at first I was like, oh, great, another list of companies I have to debate on whether or not I'm going to continue to support them. Companies like Microsoft, no shock. Apple, no shock. Meta, no shock. Yelp, yep. Disney, of
Yelp
course.
still exists.
You two are still living?
Wow.
Uber, of course.
Of course Uber would. You're probably going to have to take one of their cars to get across the state border.
Yep. Netflix, yep. Bumble, I have no idea what that... Oh, it's a dating app.
It's a dating app.
That's why I don't know what that is.
It's a dating app. It's much like, what was that other, the swiping...
Tinder?
Tinder, yes. Much like that one.
Match Group, another dating app.
Yep, Match.com. Box.com.
No idea what that is. I don't know if I want to look it up.
I don't know what that is either.
Levi, yep.
Comcast,
Yep.
Warner Brothers.
Yep.
It's Condé Nast.
Okay.
Is that like Telemundo? What is this?
I don't know.
It is a media company. Anyway.
JP Morgan, of course they are, because they're part of the whole Great Reset crap we keep talking about. Nike, yep. Starbucks, Dick's, they're already Dick's because they got rid of guns in their stores.
They're still in business?
Yeah, they are. You know, it's kind of funny. They got rid of guns in their stores because they want to protect children and make sure that children stay alive and aren't killed.
And then they're supporting
And
abortion.
then they're willing to provide up to $4,000 for you to go and kill your children. Kroger, that's for us Utah people, that's Smith's.
Those bastards.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to get my ribeye now?
Alaska Airlines, never flown with them. I probably never would anyway.
I have, because they're one of the only ones that actually fly to Alaska.
That's fair. I don't have any trips to Alaska in my near future, so. Goldman Sachs, of course. Zillow, sure. HP, yep.
HPE, which is just
HP with
expanded version of HP.
HP expanded.
Accenture.
No idea who they are. Chobani Yogurt. Yeah. And I'm sure lots of others. So yeah, I was initially like, great, now I got to decide if I want to frequent their establishments or business. And then I realized, wait a minute, they don't actually care about the woman's health. You know why? You know how I know that?
Because they're trying to get them to perform a procedure that'll make it so that they don't have to take the time off.
Because $4,000, no matter how much you're paid, is less than the 3 months of maternity leave you can take with that company. Yeah. Which means that you'll be back at the company working for them, and you won't be distracted with a child to bring your production down. So yes, congratulations, woman. You've made yourself a cog in the machine. Good job. Good job. So, I actually might frequent these businesses because they don't care. They're just pandering.
They're just trying to make more money.
They're making a smart business decision based off the idiocy of the people that work for them.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's a very capitalist thing to do.
And who am I to
deny capitalism?
Who am I to dog on a good old venture capitalist of sorts?
That's terrible and funny.
Zillow's offering up to $7,500. You know, since you know men can get pregnant, I think I might have a new business plan. And it may or may not include jumping around to these different businesses and getting abortions. Because they can't ask, because, you know, medical privacy. And they can't question whether or not you're male or female, because, you know, discrimination.
You want to know what's really funny? So minimum wage is
$7.25, right?
No, I'm looking at like $15 an hour. Because that's what everybody around here is paying now anyway.
Fair.
So $15 an hour times 40 hours a week times 12 weeks is $7,200.
Oh. And that's not counting the extra expenses on health insurance that they'd have to pay out for the employee. Because, you know, they're going to put their baby on the health insurance. It's not counting the loss in production because the employee's gone. It's not counting the extra person they'd have to hire on to replace you while you're on maternity leave.
Also not counting that the majority of these companies probably pay more than $15 an hour.
There's a good chance at that, yes. Especially since Zillow's offering $7,500.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And some of these that are listed on here were existing things anyway. Others are newly announced things that they're going to.
And I mean, you think about Zillow. Who does Zillow hire? They're looking for programmers and realtors, people with real estate licenses, probably. People that have been in the real estate game for a while. So
people that know how to buy and sell houses, and
Not-
people that know how to
many minimum wage jobs there, I'm assuming.
people that know how to do computer stuff really well. Yeah, that's not $7 an hour there.
Yeah, no. No. So, yeah, there's that.
And in case you're worried about that, the HHS secretary, was it Health and Human Services, Housing and Human Services, something like that?
Yeah. Health and housing or something.
Secretary Becerra said the Biden administration may assist transporting women wanting abortions across state lines. Okay. That's good. There's nothing I love more than my tax dollars going to help people skirt around the laws of their state. It's great. But it gets even better. In the little interview, he was interviewed by Kate Snow at the Aspen Ideas Health Conference. He said, "We are looking into everything, including assisting in transportation, something that HHS doesn't typically do." Why don't they do that? Because it's against the law for them to do that. When asked if he could legally provide such services, he said, "Talk to me later." We're going to be aggressive and go all the way. I would tell if you're recording, so I won't tell you, he added. You were about to do something, about to say something that you're not allowed to do.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's
damn the laws, full steam ahead.
pretty much. I mean, that's basically what Kamala Harris said.
Camel hairy ass.
Camel hair ass.
Oof.
She said, "I think that what is most important right now is that we ensure that the restrictions that the states are trying to put up that would prohibit a woman from exercising what we still maintain is her right, that we do everything we can to empower women to not only seek, but to receive the care where it is available." So I'm going to take this right here and spin it towards gun rights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that's what most important right now is that we ensure that the restrictions that the government is trying to put up that would prohibit us from owning arms and exercising what we still maintain is our right, that we do everything we can to empower ourselves to not only seek but to receive those arms where they are available.
I think I saw an Abrams for sale in North Dakota.
It's a right if they want it to be a right. It's a minor inconvenience if they don't. Like, that, it's so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one thing somewhere that they were looking into having military bases be a place where abortions could be performed. Because
they mentioned
federal land. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they
a good
mentioned
idea.
the federal land. Is federal land an option? That was
Harris.
one of CNN's people asked Harris that.
Harris said it's not right now what we are discussing. That being said, how much you want to bet Harris doesn't know the difference in federal land and a military base?
Yeah, we should totally
Being
set up an
one and the
abortion
same.
clinic in the middle of the arches.
Yeah. You got to pay $5 to get into the park, and then after that, it's...
The only way to actually enter the abortion clinic is to go on the swing on the arch. If the baby's still there when you get off, we can take care of it.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if she doesn't understand the difference between those two.
She probably doesn't.
In that they can be the same thing when asking about federal land. Bet you anything. Why do I say that? Well, because last week we explored a Veep thought from her, and it's one of many Veep thoughts that she has. Think about it.
She's a very Veep thinker.
It's okay, though. The individual state battles have already begun. Utah is one of 2 states, I think, that have already been held up in the courts with their trigger laws.
Of course.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood is
Why wouldn't they be?
suing Utah's governor and attorney general. Now, surprisingly, Coxie Boy held his ground on this one. Probably because...
Is he cox blocking somebody else now?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be happy to see a cox block.
The story in which that's occurring is intriguing.
The irony is not lost on all of us.
It's so thick you can cut it.
That's what she said. Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, Utah's law makes elective abortions a second-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison.
Yeah.
Almost
That's
like
it?
it's a murder.
Almost.
Almost. Planned Parenthood Association of Utah is suing to stop the state's trigger law abortion ban that took effect on Friday following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Utah law makes abortions, with limited exceptions, a second-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Good.
Yep.
In the lawsuit filed Saturday, Planned Parenthood argues the Utah ban, which provides exceptions in cases of rape, incest, and life or health of the mother, perfect, is a violation of equal protection rights and the right to due process and bodily integrity. How? How is that? Planned Parenthood is seeking a restraining order to prevent enforcement of the law from taking place while the suit plays out in court. Yeah, they got it. They got a 14-day stay on the law until they figure out how to actually attack it because, well, they can't go after it on a constitutional basis because the Supreme Court just said
It's
that's
not
going to work.
Right. They can't go after it based on the extreme circumstances that they usually do because those are all accepted.
They're all exemptions. So now they have to find a way to convince the courts that
willy-nilly killing a child just...
It's just so inconvenient that I can't even. That's your defense?
Just because you regret your decision.
Yeah. Utahns harmed by this extreme abortion ban will include women who seek care just days.
I just love how it's gone from rare, safe,
and legal
to an extreme abortion ban includes the ones that make literally every exception we usually argue about.
Well, in the immortal words of Louis C.K., if it's legal, it probably shouldn't be rare. If it's rare, it's probably murder.
That's fair.
Let's see. Just days or weeks after discovering a missed period, which is okay. Those who are already struggling to pull their children out of poverty, finish school, escape an abusive partner, or overcome addiction. Sexual assault survivors who, as is common, do not report their assault to law enforcement.
That shouldn't be common.
No, that should be very uncommon.
That should be uncommon.
Because I have the extreme opinion that anyone who rapes a woman should be castrated
and or killed.
Yep. What about throwing
done?
What about throwing him in prison for life? I don't want to pay.
I don't want to pay for him to live. I want him to be castrated and killed.
The most I will pay for is castration and the bullet.
Still the cheapest way to kill someone.
And families, as much as inflation may try.
As much as inflation may try. Our justice system has tried much harder for decades. Lethal injection, electric chairs, bullet, still the cheapest form.
It might be getting to the point where the rope is cheaper.
The rope might be cheaper. We could hang them high.
But I guess lynching is a bad thing.
What was that song, Whiskey for My Men, Beer for My Horses?
Yes.
Hang them high in the street for all the people to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and families grieving fetal diagnoses that they know they are ill-equipped to cope with, the suit reads.
Fetal diagnoses that they know they are ill-equipped to cope with.
So like
Isn't
a Down
one of-
syndrome?
As long as they're going to live, that's...
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I mean, adoption isn't a thing?
No,
apparently, in their minds?
adoption is just as bad because...
It's something completely different?
It's a solution. We don't want solutions.
You know what else is a solution?
We want answers.
How about we normalize people being in couples before they have kids? So that we have more homes with fathers in them.
What?
It's a radical thought that might help fix everything.
Are you saying all of this is connected to what we talked about just a couple weeks ago?
I'm not saying it's connected. I'm just saying that the links in the rail cars all line up and lock together perfectly.
I see station there. I see station there. I see rail line between. Just drawing conclusions here.
Drawing conclusions.
So far as I can tell, A, B, line.
I'm not saying that it is all part of the same thing. I'm just saying that the railroad tracks only run in certain places.
Oh, my goodness. Already, the lawsuit added, the 3 Planned Parenthood abortion clinics in the state have had to cancel more than 50 previously scheduled abortion appointments in response to the trigger law taking effect. Oh, no. Potentially 50 babies are going to survive.
If it saves even one life.
If it saves even one life. Gosh. Yesterday, the Supreme Court eliminated a federal constitutional right.
No, it didn't.
No.
It determined that there was no constitutional right, and that if you want there to be a constitutional right, you need to put on your big girl panties and go make one.
Don't get your panties in a wad and read the Constitution. Maybe. It might help. In one terrible moment, Roe v. Wade was overturned, and Utahns' power to control their own bodies, lives, and personal medical decisions was threatened. Okay, now do Obamacare.
Ooh. If you want to keep your current...
If you like your doctor,
you can keep your current doctor.
No. That's about as good as I get with his thing as
His stuttering?
Yeah, his stuttering.
It's all about the pauses.
Uh-huh.
You got to get those little bitty pauses in there so that you know he's just trying to make such a good point.
Yeah. Yesterday's decision was devastating, but Planned Parenthood will never stop standing with and fighting for the rights of our patients and providers. Not now, not ever. Good for you. A person who seeks or performs an illegal abortion in Utah may be fined $10,000 and sentenced between 1 and 15 years in prison.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's about what you pay for a birth, too, so...
Yeah. Utah's Attorney General Sean Reyes, bless that man, who is named as a defendant in the suit, said in a statement to the Salt Lake Tribune on Friday that the Supreme Court's decision is clear and he is prepared to face legal pushback over the state law. Reyes did not respond to Business Insider, or just Insider, for comment. It has returned, Reyes said, it has returned the question of abortion to the states, and the Utah legislature has answered that question. My office will do its duty to defend the state law against any and all potential legal challenges. Yes, sir! Yeah, and Governor Cox was listed as a defendant, but he didn't respond to a request for comment either. If left in place, the criminal abortion ban will be catastrophic for Utahns. The act will force some Utahns seeking abortion to instead carry pregnancies to term against their will, with all of the physical, emotional, and financial costs that entails. Yes, if you take certain actions beforehand, you can avoid physical, emotional, and financial costs associated with that. And also, you won't be forced to carry it against your will because, well, you're not carrying a baby. So, yeah, but it's my body, my choice. Yep, and you made a choice that you want to get pregnant. Well, I was drunk. You made a choice to get drunk, knowing full well where you were going to and who you were going to be talking to. I didn't know I was going to be talking to that guy. You knew you were going to go talk to a guy that's a complete stranger you never met before and get pissed drunk in front of him. And you know that you can't handle yourself when you're drunk, so you got pregnant. And you can't say that he raped you because you both consented.
Yeah. Oh. The abortion bill, I think, would actually also apply to Downs.
The
trigger law. Because if you read it, it says 2 physicians who practice maternal fetal medicine concur that the fetus has a defect that is uniformly diagnosable and uniformly lethal, or has a severe brain abnormality that is uniformly diagnosable. Which, so it says
it clarifies to leave them in a vegetative state,
right? So yeah, that does not cause an individual to live in a mentally vegetative state. So no, Down syndrome, spina bifida, cerebral palsy are all excluded from that
because all of them can still function.
Which is great. I don't think Down syndrome should be one that you can do. I've known a lot of Downs kids in my life, and I love them.
Yep,
man, they're awesome.
Yep, they end up teaching you a lot more about life than you try to teach them about life.
Oh yeah,
no matter how hard you try,
they're so fun. I mean, I can't imagine. That's just good. Yeah, I'm glad that is excluded.
And was the palsy one of them too?
Cerebral palsy, yes.
Yeah. I was on my mission with the LDS Church. There was a missionary there that had palsy.
Oh, really? Yeah. So
he'd go out knocking on doors and all that stuff too. He had his hand and his leg that didn't quite work the way it's supposed to, but he was normal otherwise.
Yeah, we had on my mission, we lived with a family that had a kid that was Downs. He was actually one of the older ones. He was in his 30s.
Well, he's just such a burden to his family.
Oh no. No. He was awesome. He loved wrestling, like the WWF, WWE.
Oh, he's got that down strength.
Yeah. No. Like it was his favorite pastime was watching the WWF.
Oh,
WWE,
I got you. Yes.
And like playing WWF video games and stuff like that. And anytime his parents left the house, he would order pizza for delivery and like hide it in his room. So he had like boxes like squirreled in different places in his room. Funniest freaking kid. I love that kid to death. So awesome.
Yeah. That seems reasonable to me. Is your doctor says, yeah, this baby's not going to survive. Okay, I want to abort it. Well, you got to get another opinion.
Yeah. Because you should always get a second opinion for literally everything.
Especially when life is in the balance.
Especially when life is in the balance. Yeah. You get cancer, you don't just take the one doctor's word for it. You go and you get a second opinion.
You have cancer. All right, throw the nuke at me. Oh, let's do another test to make sure before we
At least one other test.
Before we start making you go bald. Yeah. It's probably the most reasonable of the extreme end of abortion laws I've seen. Because, safe, legal, and rare, right? Was the basis of things until...
this
Well, the basis for passing Roe, right? Was
Well, this law
safe, legal, and
embodies safe, legal, and rare.
rare. It is the antithesis of that.
It is.
Did I use the right word? Antithesis.
Antithesis?
Or is that the opposite?
That would be the opposite.
It is the pinnacle. Anyway.
Yes, the antithesis is the exact opposite.
Blast. My shallow depth of the English language has failed me.
So,
So,
yeah,
okay.
that's it.
All right. Anyway, on the safe, legal, and rare thing, because
What is the antithesis of
antithesis?
antithesis? The antonym of antithesis. That would be epitome. It's the epitome.
The epitome.
Yes, the epitome.
Epitome. Yeah, Utah law is the epitome of safe, legal, and rare. Because I don't think it even says a timeline. If I remember right, reading through it, it doesn't say like after this amount of time, no dice at all. It's just these are the things. I was raped 8 months ago. Yeah, can you prove that?
Yes, I filed a police report. Okay.
All right, there's
There's
the
the
report.
abortion.
There's the report. There's the evidence. There's the guy in jail. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I don't even think there has to be an arrest made on it.
Well, I
I
know. I'm
remember
just
right.
saying if they see the report, they'd probably see that the guy has been found or not. But yeah, it just has to be there. That being said,
It only has to be reported to law enforcement or the proper authorities. Nothing actually has to happen with the case or anything like that. It only has to be reported.
Huh.
And you have to have the verification of the reporting to law enforcement or the proper authorities in order for you to be able to perform the abortion.
right. And again, I don't remember seeing a time frame for that.
You know what I would like to see happen from this is more rapes get reported.
Oh, 100%. And on that topic, if you're dating a guy and he keeps poking holes in the condom, rapist. Because that's not cool.
That's not cool.
No. That's, I am open to that debate. Anyways, got into on the socials, I got into a thing with a lady that kept telling me that she doesn't believe that there's many people that do it just all higgledy-piggledy. And so I went to Planned Parenthood and the study they paid for that found that about 3.5% of abortions are the
Hard cases,
hard cases.
such as
The life of the mother, the mental health of the mother, rape, incest,
birth defects.
birth defects. Yeah, about 3.5%. The rest of them, social or economic reasons. I got to finish school. I got to get this promotion at work. I can't be pregnant because I have too many kids right now. I can't afford it. I got to get this raise in order to be able to. If you know you're not in a position to be able to handle more things, don't add more things to your plate. I want another house, but I can't afford it. Maybe I can go into extreme debt and have 2 houses that I can't pay for. Oh, and then what? Well, and then I'll declare bankruptcy and put the burden on other people to take care of the problem. Oh, okay, now do abortion. I can't handle this extra thing I've added to myself. Well, sometimes it's not her choice. Again, Utah's law is one of the most extreme, and it provides the instances in which it actually was not your choice for something to happen.
Yeah. I think the most disgusting thing about this is that first couple of paragraphs of this article. Americans are appallingly ignorant on abortion statistics. One poll showed that California college students believed that abortion was illegal after the first trimester, which it is not in California, and that there are less than 100,000 abortions done in the United States every year.
This is a survey paid for by Planned Parenthood.
The actual number is more than 10 times as many surgical and chemical abortions. And of course, abortion is freely available throughout all 9 months of pregnancy.
Yeah. And then they went and studied other nations, and they found out the results were basically the same. At max, it was 6% of abortions performed in other countries, 5.8% were done for the hard cases, and a minimum of 94.2 were done to preserve the mother's lifestyle or to please those close to her. Yeah. So, as far as I've seen, every law except for one state covers all these hard case things. That one state is Wisconsin. That's found themselves in a nice little pickle where the governor is Democrat, the legislature is Republican. They couldn't agree on anything before this Roe v. Wade repeal happened. And so the state is stuck reverting back to its 1842 law that states that there is absolutely 0 abortions allowed, no exceptions. Oops. And Planned Parenthood is having to shutter its doors in the state, which is odd because
They're not an abortion clinic.
they provide other services, and abortion is just a minuscule amount, I've been told.
Supposedly.
Yeah, it's a terrible business you're running if...
Allegedly.
Allegedly!
Allegedly.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness.
That's the sound of people drowning, Carl.
That is what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence.
Actually, that's basically what's going on.
I know. I thought it was perfect.
Screaming and silence. And then silence. Speaking of screaming, let's check in on California, shall we?
Yay!
If we must.
California. Wait. No.
In California, bees can legally be fish.
Son of a bitch! You done messed up, Aaron!
Yeah. Yeah. Bees can now transition to fish. I identify as a fish. Flop, flop.
What I want to know is how the bee tells you that it wants to be identified as a fish.
Does a little dance, and you see it kind of wiggle its tail like a fish. And it does the whole fish thing. Puts its front legs up and pretends like it's gills. A fishy ruling from California. A California court has ruled bees can legally be considered fish under specific circumstances. Good for you
Because
guys.
they neglected to include insect in their Endangered Species Act.
So the Supreme Court fixed California law. Not the Supreme Court, but California court.
California court.
Fixed. So the court in California wrote law, basically, to make sure bees are labeled as fish. I hope that was a conservative judge that just trolling with the state at this point.
Yeah, right.
Just like, you know what?
Yeah, so
You guys are lost. Bees are fish. Get out.
Because bees are invertebrates, so they have no spine, much like many GOP representatives. The California Endangered Species Act was designed to protect native species or subspecies of birds, mammals, fish, amphibians, reptiles, or plants. Neglected to mention
Bees
invertebrates
that
or
buzz.
insects or anything like that. But there's a loophole.
Of course.
Because
what good is a law without a loophole?
The act itself defines a fish as a wild fish, mollusk, crustacean, invertebrate, amphibian, or part, spawn, or ovum of any of those animals.
So bees got lucky because they don't have a skeleton inside their body.
Yes.
They don't have a backbone.
You know what isn't protected under this? Ants or ladybugs.
But those are invertebrates.
Are they?
I
Yes,
mean,
they are.
They're insects. All insects are invertebrates. But they're not endangered. Am I right?
Yes.
Ants are invertebrates?
You are. Yes, indeed. They are invertebrates.
Makes them eligible for greater protection from the Fish and Game Commission. That's the last thing you need in California. Why do I say that? You don't want to protect the bees? No, protect the bees. But what that means is...
yeah.
What?
The Chordatus is not protected under this.
Let's pretend I don't know what a Chordatus is. Can I
It's
eat
a subphylum within Chordata.
Okay, Mr. Smart Man.
It is the only bug that is a vertebrate.
Where the heck is that at?
Who the hell knows?
Okay. There's an... What? I don't know if I like that.
Did you just Google it?
No, I didn't. Now I'm going to, though.
No, it's an entire family of... It's like a sea plant.
A sea plant.
Like a sea plant, like a worm.
What? Insect with...
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, the issue with
That is horrifying.
with California throwing animals onto the endangered species list and insects is if bees decide to make your home their home, it's now their home. And you can't get rid of them in California. Because that's how stupid California is. Guy I work with used to work at a mining facility in California, but he lived in Nevada because he didn't want to deal with California. So he drove from Nevada over the Sierras into the mining area, which was just barely in California. They had to go through safety videos constantly on what to do if a tarantula crosses the road in front of you. You have to stop whatever giant dump truck or equipment you're driving, wait for the tarantula or turtle or other endangered animal insect to cross your path, and then you can continue driving. You can't get out and touch it because then you'll be fired and the company would be fined thousands and thousands of dollars. So if bees decide to make a home of one of those giant dump trucks at the mining facility, too bad, that is now a giant beehive. See, I guess you got to buy a new dump truck. Oh, thanks for that. Stupid. California is stupid. So stupid, in fact, that 23 million Californians are to get up to $1,050 in inflation relief checks. Because that will fix California's economy. About 23 million California residents will soon receive inflation relief checks of up to $1,050 under a budget deal reached by Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers on Sunday. The checks are part of a $17 billion relief package that will also suspend the state's sales tax on diesel fuel and provide additional aid to help people with rent and utility bills. How much is the tax on diesel in California?
A lot.
A lot. A little more than 18 cents, I'm guessing. Newsom and Senate President pro tempore Tony G. Atkins and Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendell said in a statement, the agreement comes as California drivers face the highest gasoline prices in the U.S. It's because your policies are stupid. Like, making bees fish, with the average price for a gallon of gas in the state at $6.32 on Monday, or about 29% higher than the national average. Earlier this year, Newsom had proposed sending stimulus checks of $400 per vehicle to state residents with a cap of 2 vehicles. But, so he wanted to send gas cards to them also. Gosh, this guy's stupid. What's the tax?
Californians pay, as of January 24th, 2020, 86.55 cents per gallon in gas
Good crap.
taxes and 124.31 in total diesel taxes.
124 cents?
Yes.
So $1.24
$1.24
per gallon?
0.31 per gallon. I think that's per gallon.
Gosh.
Yep. Per gallon.
$1.24 per gallon. Wow.
$1.24 per gallon in diesel tax, 86.5 cents per gallon in gas tax. The next closest state is Illinois with 78 cents per gallon and 91.4 cents for diesel.
That is stupid.
Florida has a very low state excise tax at 4 cents, but greater other state taxes in the mix. However, Florida's overall gas diesel tax is 61.95 cents for gas and 60.77 cents for diesel.
So getting rid of the diesel tax in California will bring their prices down to just over $6 a gallon for diesel. Good night.
Holy shit. Yeah, so the California's state excise tax is 38.9 cents.
Ew.
Their other state taxes and fees are 61.01 cents. And the total state taxes and fees comes out to 99.91 cents for diesel. And then when you add in the federal excise tax, it comes out to 124.31
Okay.
cents.
So it's not actually $100.24. It's
No, it is $1.24 because it's
with
124 cents
right, but with the
federal excise tax.
federal, right. So if state
So the actual state is 99.91 cents. It is barely under $1 for just the state tax.
it'll be $6.25.
Yeah.
$6.27 per gallon. You guys. This is a state that is just flooded with oil. And I know that because the last time I was there, I passed oil rig while driving around trying to find Disney. San Diego, I think, is where we were.
Yeah, the U.S. average gas tax is 38.69 cents per gallon for just the state, not including the federal, and 40.24 for diesel, which adds up to 57.09 for gas with federal and 64.64 for diesel with the federal.
Gross. Well, it pays for our infrastructure.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So the reason diesel is cheaper in Florida, like the tax is cheaper, is because Florida charges next to nothing on their extra fees and stuff for diesel. Like they charge $39.55 for other state taxes and fees for gas. They charge $32.37 for diesel. And their excise fee is exactly the same between gas and diesel.
Nice.
So their total ends up being not a dollar, a cent less for diesel than it does for gas, despite the fact that they are 7 cents less for their other state taxes and fees for diesel, which means that the federal government charges 6 cents a gallon more for diesel tax than it does for gas tax.
So they're stupid relief checks in California. If you earn less than $75,000 a year, or as a couple you earn less than $150,000 a year, you receive $350 per taxpayer and $350 per dependent. So if it's a couple and 2 children, you get $1,050. If you're making $125,000. What does that say about California? If you're making $125,000 and you still can't afford to live, at least as far as the state is concerned. Wow. And then the more you earn, the less you get.
I was way off on the Cordatas thing, by the way. I'll correct my mistake. Cordatas is part of the phylum, so Cordatas would be, chordates, or however the hell you pronounce it, would be like pretty much any animal with a backbone.
So not an insect.
No.
Okay. I feel like I would have seen something amazing about an insect with a spine, skeletal.
However, there are some worms that fit in that phylum that would not be covered under any of that.
Is this from the same people that tell you that a tomato is a vegetable?
Probably.
Okay. It's not. So speaking of money and prices, you remember the 16 cents that we saved last 4th of July?
Yeah.
Yeah. Biden administration hasn't tweeted anything about that with 4th of July just around the corner.
That's because we are spending way more money than 16 cents.
Yeah, someone decided to go and take a look at how much that same 4th of July cookout would cost this year.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Don't tell me anymore.
Last year, the Biden administration used the American Farm Bureau Federation's annual price tracker, which means they're stuck using that as an authoritative source for price info, despite the fact that official data from the federal government showed prices being much higher. So, this year's 4th of July picnic basket comes in at $69.68.
Ouch.
Yes. More than $10 more than the year before. A 17% increase from the 16 cent savings we had last time. I hope you saved it.
Ow.
Now, the official inflation is, was it 8-something%?
Something like that, yeah.
But our economy is doing so well, we're told. Now, part of why inflation sucks is because your income doesn't go up as fast or faster than inflation. I have not received an 8.5% increase in my wages since last year.
I definitely haven't seen a 17% increase in my wages.
I haven't seen a 17% increase in last year. It's almost as if inflation isn't actually what they're telling us.
Inflation is?
It is. In fact, it's almost like it's exactly the same kind of inflation we were seeing under Jimmy Carter, which was when they first really started tracking inflation until they changed it around that time.
Yeah. I would say we're probably worse than that at this point.
So things that made it cost more is beef was up 36%, chicken up 33%, pork and beans up 33%, Pork chops up 31. Fresh squeezed lemonade is up 22. Potato salad is up 19. Hamburger buns is up 16. Half gallon of vanilla ice cream is up 10. Half gallon. Okay. It's the pints that they changed. That's right. A bag of chocolate chip cookies is up 7%. Here's where you save some money, though. Strawberries. 2 pints of strawberries is down 16. A pound of sliced cheese is down 13%. And a 16-ounce bag of potato chips is down 4%. I'm calling Bolshevik on the potato chips. But, again, they're stuck with using the American Farm Bureau stuff. Yeah. The only question now is, will the White House tweet anything this year about the cost of Independence Day barbecues?
Oh. Ew. Yeah. That's great. 1930. The dollar had an average inflation rate of 3.10% per year between 1930 and today, which resulted in a cumulative 1,511.95%.
Just the 1,000%, though?
Yeah, so a dollar today could buy about 6.2% of what it could in 1930.
Found you $1. And it's annoying because you go to the store to buy some meats or something like that, and you try to convince yourself that $11 a pound is probably a good price. But really, it's not. It's a terrible price. We had to explain to my son as delicately as we could, because he wanted to buy a Lego thing or something when we were at the store. We told him how much it cost. He said, "Why does it cost so much?" Because we also explained that we can't buy it right now because we're trying to save some dollars. It's not in our budget. And so why does everything cost so much? Says, well, Dad's gotten some good raises, but people in charge of things have made dumb choices that have made things cost more than Dad is getting paid. And that's not nice of them to do that. No, it is not. When a 7-year-old understands economics better than people in charge of economics, it's hard to stay calm.
Yep.
That's it. That's all we took away from this last week, which really was just a couple of days over the weekend.
Pretty much.
I was wholly expecting this Roe v. Wade thing to drop like Friday this week, maybe. If not the week after.
Gosh.
What?
CNBC actually made that statement?
Which one?
Inflation actually near 10% using older measure. They'd said that back in April.
Using older measure. Which older measure?
The older measure used during the 1980s.
Ah!
You know, when it topped out at 17%.
Yes, which is where we're probably sitting
not 17.
now.
It was 14.
Yeah.
Topped out at 14%.
Yeah.
Which means 10% in April would put us almost exactly where we were under Carter. And I bet it's a lot higher than that now.
And it took Carter 4 years to get there.
Yeah.
Biden said, hold my pudding. Hold my hold on, let me check my card here. Pudding, yeah. You enter the room. You sit down.
Because I feel like things were better in April than they are now.
This is what happens when you let your republic turn into a geriocracy. geriatric ward is in charge, and it's not going so well.
What do you think? That's what they do. They can make up anything.
Yeah. But hey, it's okay. We keep sending billions to Ukraine without any oversight.
They might be trying to screw me.
Well, of course they're trying to screw you.
Yep. That's it.
That's it. That's all we got.
That's all.
All right.
Thank you, Nancy. Don't forget to do the subscriptions, liking, subscribings, and all the things, and the hivens.
The funds of things and stuff. And
Blah, blah, blah.
row, row, row your boat gently down the stream till we hit the waterfall. Then we're gonna scream.
Hey, hey, Satan, how's it going? Stop having fun. You're such a kidder.
You're such a kidder. Something ain't right here.
Bye. I'm ready.
Are you, though? As ready as I'll ever be.
Yep.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah. The clap of power. Don't get monkeypox, kids.
That is a disease spread from Sauron. The clap of power.
I may not be able to contract the clap, Mr. Frodo. But I can carry you.
That is really, really messed up. Oh, that's bad.
That's dark.
That was bad. All right. Well,
On that note.
On that note.